What is something different that Paul Haggis does?
What's different?
Yeah, for his directing style from other directors that you've worked with.
Everybody's different to work with. I think he's got a very, very passionate way of directing. He loves hard and he hates hard. If he loves what you do, he will let everybody know. And if he hates what you do, he will also let everybody know. So there's never a guessing game. He's very clear and he knows when he gets it, he moves on. And then not a lot of directors know when they get it. A lot of directors question them, they second guess themselves and question themselves, and they make you do every which way possible so that they can re-edit your character in the edit room. And he doesn't do that. So there is a very specific character that you go in making with him.
So for your scenes, was there a lot of back and forth with you and Paul?
No. It was. I'll work with Paul on anything. I told Paul that he was one of my favorite directors ever to work with. You can quote me on that, Paul, I guess.
And there are a lot of intense scenes in this movie that you had to do. How did you prepare for that?
The same way you prepare for anything. I think, going into this type of movie is absolutely no different than going into a comedy, despite what people think. I think both are, emotionally draining, just on different levels. One, you're constantly trying to stay up and awake and make people laugh, and the other one, you're trying to control your own, anger and fright and scared. But you go with the character you love and believe in, and you figure out why she was doing what she was doing, and you kind of live it for a little minute.
And this movie talks about love in 3 different ways, or actually probably more, variety. And in your opinion, is love easy thing or is it a hard thing?
I'm not sure how to answer that question. I think love is a little more complicated than easy or hard. I think that, love is great. I love my dog. My dog loves me back. But that's not, the same way your mom or dad love you or the same way that you love your significant other. I mean, there's different types of love. And love comes with respect and trust and appreciation. There's so many levels to it. And that's what makes love so beautiful.
And you do a wide variety of genres. You talked about that. Do you have any favorite kind of genres that you like to do, or is it all depending on character?
It all depends on character. Although, I gotta say, Trace and I were talking about this, it's been a while since I did a romantic comedy. I think I might want to go back to that, because it's a little less, coming out of Jupiter was physically exhausting. It was 7 months of rigorous wire work that I'm I don't want to do that for a very long time. And then prior to that was third person, and I was I don't want to be depressed for a very long time. So I might just go off and do a romantic comedy for a minute.
And about your character in this movie, she deals with a lot of, I guess, guilt.
Yeah.
And what she's done in the past. How do you think people usually deal with guilt, and you think it's healthy for them to keep it on, or how does that?
I don't know how people normally deal with it. I think that it's something that's inevitable. I think you have to be very cold-hearted to not have guilt when making a mistake. How you get out of that guilt, everybody's different. Some people seek, relationships. Some people seek for their friendships. Some people go to their families. Some people go to therapy. I mean, everybody deals with it differently. I think guilt it's a horrible thing that eats inside of you. And I'm not a therapist. I don't know, but I think people all have different ways of dealing with it. Some people go get hammered and get drunk. I mean, everyone's different.
It works.
Yeah.
You've worked with Raimi, Aronofsky, Haggis, Wachowskis. What's next for you?
I don't know.
What are you looking for?
I'm taking a break, I'm telling you. I don't know. I just finished Jupiter, whenever that was, September. I don't know.
Do you have a list, or maybe of who you want to work with? Or
No. It's one of those things where when it comes along and it's, you just you go with it. There's nobody specific. Of course, there's certain people I'd love to work with, but it's not any list outside of the norm.
And usually when a project comes to your way, is it the script that gets you? Is it
a little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. Sometimes the script has a director. Sometimes the script doesn't have a director. So it all depends on what parts are put in place.